Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jordan here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 subtle signs that women think that you have a handsome and attractive face. Now, the reason for this video is because on this channel, I make a lot of content about how to help men maximize their looks, self-improve, and just become the most handsome and attractive versions of themselves. And that's on the outside and the inside. And for the men who are, maximizing their looks by putting in the work, developing a good skincare routine, leaning down, they're in the gym, they're just doing everything that they can to make themselves the most attractive version of themselves. Well, as you're doing that, you're going to notice that more women are going to find you attractive. More women are going to be checking for you. And with women, man, when they believe that you are a handsome and attractive man, they are already going to believe that to a degree that you're arrogant, that you're cocky, that you know that you're handsome and attractive, and they're going to think that you have a big ego to you. So even though they may be attracted to you because you are handsome to them, they don't want to necessarily let you know that off rip, and they're not going to be direct about it. So with that being said, I'm going to be giving you the 7 subtle signs that women think that you have a handsome and attractive face. And a lot of this is going to be based on my own personal experience. These aren't the only subtle signs that women think that you have a handsome and attractive face, but these are the signs that came to my mind based on my personal experiences. So be sure that you stay throughout the entire video. That way you don't miss any of these signs. And that way you'll be able to pinpoint these signs when they arise when you're interacting with women. So let's go ahead and let's hop into it, man. So sign number 1, women approach you when you're wearing layers of clothes. So this is usually going to happen during like the colder seasons, but if women approach you while you're wearing layers of clothing, like a jacket, a bomber jacket, a crew neck, maybe some sweatpants or some jeans, shoes, boots, etc. And let's say even more so, you're on the leaner side like myself, and you're simply just wearing clothes that hide your body, yet women are still approaching you or they're giving you choosing signals. If they're doing this, it's because that they find your face handsome and attractive, despite the fact that a lot of your body is covered up. And this is even more so the case if you're not that tall. Like if you're under 6 feet tall, and they're still approaching you because of that, like that goes to show you, man, that you have a handsome and attractive face to them. Because I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, so we experience a lot of cold weather here. And when I would go to the bars and lounges, man, women would approach me when I'm just wearing layers of clothing and they can't see my body. On top of the fact that I'm already on the leaner side, I'm not that big at all. So that just goes to show you, man, that if you're getting women to approach you or they're giving you choosing signals, despite the fact that you're wearing a bunch of clothes that cover up your body, it's because they more than likely find you facially handsome and attractive. So that's sign number 1. Moving on to sign number 2 is that you get told that you're intimidating even though you may not be that big and or that tall. So for the longest time, because I've been told this by women, I've always thought that when women told me that they were intimidated by me, I would always think in terms of like size, like being like a big jacked dude, which I'm not. I have good muscle mass in proportion to me, but I never understood what they meant when they would tell me that they were intimidated by me. And when women say this, like, unless you are like a big jacked dude, and you're tall, like that can play a role. But more so in the context, if you're not that big, you're not that jacked, or you're not that tall, if you're being told by women that you are intimidating, they usually mean that they're intimidated by the attractiveness of your face. And the reason for that is because it's rare and uncommon for women to see facially handsome and attractive men who capture their attention and stand out to them, right? And women will perceive you to have a bunch of options. They're going to think that you have a bunch of women checking for you and your phone, chasing you and all that stuff, which you more than likely to a degree have options of women being attracted to you and pursuing you. And therefore, they're going to think that you're going to be arrogant because of this due to your abundance of having different options of women, which can then make you intimidating as far as just a person in general, right? So, and then assuming that you're a cool dude though, if you're cool, if you're chill, you're respectful, you're going to see that women are going to be a lot more relaxed and warm towards you once you showcase to them, like, although you may be a handsome and attractive man, you're not this asshole, you're not this jerk, and they can be a little bit more relaxed when it comes to interacting with you. So that's sign number 2, man, is that you get told that you're intimidating, even though you may not be that big and or tall. Now, moving on to sign number 3 is that you get approached at bars or lounges when you're sat at the bar and half of your body is covered. So this is similar to subtle sign number 1. And I know this is a little bit more nuanced, but listen to me on this. If you see that women approach you and or they give you choosing signals while you're sitting at the high top bar, so probably maybe your stomach up is what's showing. Yet if you're getting approached and getting choosing signals, it's because women find your face handsome and attractive. And personally for me, man, I've been approached quite a bit by women while I was sitting at the high top bar and while I was wearing layers of clothing. And I actually remember that there was a girl who approached me at the bar, and she asked me if I went to a certain church around my area. And she was saying how she thought she recognized me at this church that I went to for an Easter service. This was actually last year. And when she was, when she told me the name of the church, at first I wasn't sure if she had me confused with somebody else, because I didn't know the name of the church because it was a family member that invited me to this church. But then once she started to describe the Easter service and stuff like that, I was like, oh yeah, I actually was at that church for that Easter service. And then I asked her, I was like, how did you remember me? How did you, know that was me that was at that same Easter service as you? And then she said, I don't know, you just have an unforgettable face. That's literally what she told me. And then I remember there was another girl who was at the bar, and she tried to get the bartender's attention. And basically it was a dude that was working. She tried to get the bartender's attention and pretty much asked the bartender if he could ask me if I was single, because she was interested in me. And funny enough, this same girl, because she's a regular at this bar that I would go to quite a bit, a couple weeks after that interaction, she actually approached me from the back. I was sitting at the high top bar. She approached me from the back, or more so the side, the back, you know what I mean? And she came up to me and said that she had the hots for me. So this just goes to show you, man, that even when you're wearing layers of clothing and you're sitting at the bar where half of your body is covered, if you're getting women that are approaching you and giving you choosing signals, it's because they think that you're facially handsome and attractive. That's more than likely the case. So that's sign number 3, man. Moving on to sign number 4. Now, this is going to take a little bit of a different turn, and that is men will hate on your body. Now, I know you're thinking, Jordan, we're talking about women thinking that your face is handsome and attractive, and I will get to that. Now, here's the thing. If men are hating on your body and they say things like, oh, bro, you need to add more size to your frame, you're skinny, you need to add more muscle mass to your arms, or they say, oh, bro, you need to stop skipping leg day, even though you are hitting leg day, and say oh, your legs need to get bigger, bro, you got chicken legs, etc. If you see that men are planting seeds of doubt in your head, yet you are able to attract women, even if you're not that big or you don't have a whole bunch of muscle mass in proportion to you, it's because these men can see that you can clearly attract women to you based on your face alone. And if they don't have, the genetics like that, or if they don't have at least average genetics, and granted that they've actually put in the work to self-improve themselves and maximize their facial aesthetics to the best of their ability, this is going to piss dudes off, man. This is going to piss dudes off. And I want to bring up this point because this may confuse some of you men who have more of a handsome and attractive face, and you're able to attract women to you based on your face alone. This is why you may get confused as to why you can attract women to you, even if you're on the leaner side like myself, or you may be skinny. You may be skinny in general. You may not work out, right? Which I don't, advise that you not to work out. I think all men should work out. But you may be able to attract women to you just based on your face alone, even though you may have other dudes hate on you and plant seeds of doubt in your head. And that's just because they're jealous. They see that you can attract women to you based on your face, while they may be this jack dude that's working out 6 to 7 days a week, even, in the gym, drinking a gallon of water a day and all this stuff. But they're not getting nearly as much female attention and attraction as you are. right? And that pisses dudes off. And that means that even though you may not be the most jacked dude, you may not have a whole bunch of muscle mass to you, or you may be skinny and not even work out at all, but yet you're still able to attract women to you. That's a clear sign that you are a handsome, attractive man facially, right? And I remember this happened to me where this dude that I was cool with, or at least I thought I was cool with, he was like roasting me about my arms in front of this girl that I was feeling and she was feeling me too. It was during like a college prep class in my sophomore year of high school. And I let those, I let his words get to me. I let the seeds of doubt get to me. But I will say I have to be thankful to him, because that was the fuel that I needed to get my ass in the gym and build my body up, which is exactly why even if you have a handsome, attractive face and you can attract women to you, even if you don't, have a whole bunch of muscle mass to you, or maybe you don't work out at all, I still believe that every single man should still practice body game, still build a strong masculine aesthetic and healthy and functional body, just because I believe that's what men should do. That's one of the ways to embrace your masculinity, on top of the fact that more so from the aspect of weight loss and leaning down. Well, the leaner that you get, of course, your body is going to look good. It's going to look more aesthetic. Your muscle mass is going to look more proportionate. You're going to look bigger and more jacked than you actually are, per the illusion of you being leaner and not having a whole bunch of fat covering your muscle tissue. But your face is, of course, going to get leaner as well, which is going to showcase more of your cheekbones, your hollow cheeks, your sharp and defined jawline, the masseter muscles as well. You know what I'm saying? So it pays dividends to still get in the best shape that you possibly can, build that lean, strong, masculine, and proportionate body, because you're still going to be maximizing your physical appearance to the best of your ability. So don't not work out. This isn't an excuse for men who may have it going on facially. You guys should still be in the gym. I mean, if anything, if you have the facial genetics or above average facial genetics and you dial in your physique, like, you're going to be a killer out here, man. So there's no excuse for anybody. So that's sign number 4. Moving on to sign number 5 is that women are actually surprised that you have muscle mass and abs. And let me just break this down more specifically. So this is more so going to happen, let's say that women approach you and or give you choosing signals while, again, you're wearing layers of clothes, and ways that they may be surprised that you have muscle mass and abs, and know that you even have muscle mass and abs despite the fact that you're wearing layers of clothing, is that they may begin to fill up on your body. And as they're filling up on your body, they're surprised that you have muscle mass, because they're going to be able to feel it. Like if you have broad shoulders, big arms, a nice developed chest, whatever, they're going to be able to feel that. And then if they start to move to your stomach area, to your core, and they feel that you have a strong core, that you have abs, and that you are at a low body fat percentage, which will be obvious based on your face, because usually the leaner you are, the more handsome and attractive your face is going to be, because more of your facial structure is going to be revealed, similarly to your muscle being revealed a lot more when there's not a whole bunch of fat covering the muscle tissue, right? Or around the muscle tissue, if you will. The same thing is applied when it comes to your face, right? So you're going to see that women are going to be pleasantly surprised that you have muscle mass and abs to you, which implies that they were primarily attracted to your face, right? And I remember there was actually a time where I was at this bar, but I was standing. Again, this was like during one of the colder seasons, so I was wearing layers of clothing. And I remember this girl, I say girl, but she was like 30 years old. This woman, she passed by me and said, "Are you a model?" Like, she asked me if I was a model. And we started talking, and come to find out she was from like Toronto, and I talked about how I, did a fitness gig out in Toronto actually. And I was talking to her, and we got on the topic of like my body or something like that. And I showed her my body, and she was like, "Oh, you're not that big," and stuff like that. And she was trying to say like, "Oh, anyone can have abs," and something like that. She was trying to like roast me a little bit and poke fun at me. But at the same point, she was still calling me a model. We exchanged Instagrams. She was in my DMs. So that clearly proved that even though she didn't think I was that big and I was wearing layers of clothes, she still thought I was handsome and attractive based on my face. So that's just, I know that's more of an anecdotal experience, but again, if women are surprised that you have muscle mass and abs, even though they approached you or sent, choosing signals your way, or had a friend approach you on their behalf, it's because they find you handsome and attractive facially. Now, moving on to sign number 6 is that you get female attraction and attention despite the fact that you may be on the shorter side. So if you're a short king, man, like let's say you're 5'8" and below. I don't think 5'8" is really that short. Let's say like maybe 5'7" and below, but yet you're still getting choosing signals. You get girls approaching you. Women are reaching out to you first on social media, dating apps, texting you, etc. It's more than likely because you have a handsome and attractive face. And this is even more so the case if you have a handsome and attractive face and your physique is dialed in, which if you are on the shorter side, man, there are going to be women who want men who are 6 foot tall or higher than that, or taller than that, excuse me. But most women that you will come across will want you to, at the very, very least, be the same height as them or just be a little bit taller than them for the most part. I believe a lot of like the whole, I want a man that's 6 foot tall and or taller. A lot of that is marketing on TikTok, because I know a lot of dudes get caught up with girls making TikToks like that. And you have to understand a lot of that is a marketing strategy for them to get more views, get more engagement, because they know saying stuff like that is going to cause a bit of controversy, which is then going to bring attention to their TikTok and get them more views, more comments, more followers and all that stuff. So a lot of that is blown out of proportion. And a lot of women don't even know what a 6 foot tall man actually looks like. Like I've had women tell me that I was 6 foot tall and I'm 5'10", 5'10" and a half, 5'11" with shoes on. So it clearly goes to show you that they don't really know what 6 foot, tall men really look like. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too caught up in that, man. But if you are on the shorter side of things, you definitely want to make sure that you're dialing in your facial aesthetics to your best of your ability, and definitely your physique. Definitely, you got to make sure that your physique is dialed in to the best of your ability as well if you are on the shorter side of things. But it's still going to be very possible for you to get women checking for you, pursuing you, and finding you attractive if you are on the shorter side of things, if you have a more handsome and attractive face and your body is dialed in. I actually had a client that just started working with me for the next 90 days, one-to-one, and he was telling me that even though he's 5'7", he gets approached by women all the time in person. So that just goes to show you the power of having a handsome and attractive face. Now, moving on to the last subtle sign number 7, is that women hold good eye contact with you as they are talking to you, and they scan your face up and down. They check you up and down. And you'll notice that when you're talking to women, they just do a good job of holding eye contact with you as you're talking, or as they're talking rather. But I've noticed personally for me is that when you are the one that's talking, you may notice them scan your face up and down and check you out. They'll try to be subtle with it. They try to be quick with it. But like if you're paying attention to them and actually looking at them in the face and you're making eye contact with them, which you should when you're speaking to them, that's when you're going to be able to notice those things, right? And this just simply means that they're looking at your face and they're just checking you up and down because they find you facially handsome and attractive. Now, I will throw a bonus in here, and that is some women may be too nervous to hold good eye contact with you because you are so facially attractive in their eyes. So keep that in mind as well. But these were the subtle 7 signs that you have a handsome and attractive face to women, because as I said, a lot of women are going to be more indirect when it comes to complimenting you and telling you that you are a handsome and attractive man because they don't want to blow your ego up. And this is usually when they don't know much about you as far as your personality, and they're just going off of assumptions of how you are as a person based on your looks, right? So just keep all this in mind as well. And if you want extra help when it comes to maximizing your looks, becoming the most handsome and attractive version of yourself, and even being able to attract your ideal woman to you, then I would highly suggest that you check out my Inbound Attraction Blueprint program. I'll have it linked down below in the description and the pinned comment. You can check out the video that goes over the offer. You can check out all the testimonial videos of my customers and clients that have been a part of the Inbound Attraction Blueprint program. And if you're ready to take your self-improvement to the next level with my personal help, feel free to enroll. I'd be happy to have you inside the program and help you become the most attractive version of yourself. So with that being said, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe for more videos like this. And with that being said, bro, I'll talk to you in the next one.